Well, now let's create the collision box. I know we didn't test it. You can test it yourself. Let's create the collision box. When our object is colliding with the gem, delete the gem. That's what I want to create now. Let's go to action. Player is colliding with, just right, collide, collision. I don't know how to pronounce this way. Is colliding with the gem. I want to delete the gem and keep only the player. Go to action. My system is kind of slow. Next time this won't happen, promise. So let's type delete there. Then make sure you select delete and click OK. Now each time our player got selected with the gem, the gem will be delete. So that's it for, let's run this and see. I forgot to increase the speed. That's really slow. Now our gem is being catched by the player. Let's create a point where each time our player collide with the gem, we want to add 1 point. So let's go to event. I click on same properties, add a variable, and that variable be called point. So set it to number and leave it to 0. Initially this option wasn't there, it's only string. I don't know, this option wasn't there before, so just apply it. Now go to game events and want to call that variable here. So place is colliding, is in collision with the gem. Want to call the variable to add one variable, same variable, change the number variable, which is our point we just created. You can see it here, point, set to no, add 1. Add 1, hit OK. Now each time our player collected the gem, our variable add 1. So let's copy this, Ctrl C, click on this trigger once and paste it down here. Paste, you can see paste it. Now so that it will happen only once. Without this, it will, as explained before, it will keep on adding points. So now we are added our points. We won't be seeing this or until we use our modify the text of an object. I've already have that object, so click on object, click on add action, go to this text that say point. Now modify the text, set to follow this code I'm going to write here. The double quotes, between the double quotes write points. This is what our player is going to see when playing the game. So points. Now I go to plus. Now we have to call that variable. you can just call the variable without using this toString function here. So we're using this pattern to call it, so we won't create another text inside of it. This is our variable. We will create another test object to replace this test and this call string. We just have both done in this code. Is what I'm explaining. Let me just click OK. Now if you have written this code finish, just hit OK. Now this is what I'm explaining. Let's run this and see if our point is adding. I increase my speed. You can see our point is working well and well. So let's close this. You can see what we just created here. That's what I'm trying to explain for you. I don't know, I can't explain it well. This point, you don't need to create another object that is point and separate pointed object that is variable. You just have to put the two in one line of code, then to create the points here and the variable here using one object. Yes, the other way to do this, you have to use two objects, a object called point and an object called point score. Whatever, we are done with that. So let's move on. Now we want to create our bump object. We want to also create our live objects. Each time our bump object is colliding with our player, we want to minus the life of our player. So to do that, let's create our bump object first. If you are selecting this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V to duplicate it. Now set the seconds to 5. So every 5 seconds we want to create our bump object. Change the drop value name, the timer name to drop value 2. Now go to here. You can see I've already created something like this before, so let me just delete that. You can Ctrl C, Ctrl V and paste it. Now change the name to drop value 2. Now it's the same thing we did for this one. We are just creating another timer for it. Now change this object to bump. And change this other drop value to 2. The timer name to 2. So that's it for our bomb. Now our bomb is being created. Let's add the force that will pull our bulb downward. Copy this, Ctrl C and paste it. Now change the name to bomb. I also increase the time. Sorry, I also increase the speed, which is 100 before. Now I set it to 200. So you can also do so. Now let's add an event. Each time our player is colliding with the bomb, we want our player life to reduce by 1. So let's copy this and paste it. Now change this to life. So we change this to bomb and change this also to bomb. Now if you want to make the game a little bit harder, it's optional. You just minus the score And each time it's colliding with the bomb, I know score, but I don't want it to be, I just want it to be easy game. So I want to remove this harshness of humanity. So let's delete this also, because we don't want it to modify anything. We really want this to modify the test once it's colliding. So player colliding with the bomb, delete bomb. So let's go to the game scene and add a new variable called life. Set it to number and set it to 3. Apply. Hope you see what I did here. Like this, then apply. And now let's call that variable. Player is colliding with the bomb. I want to copy this because I don't want to enter there again. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Now change this to life, which is what we just created. I want to minus the life with 1. Then let's add a new event here, and I want to call this variable just created. We just create, forgive me my English. So variable, same variable, numbers, life is equal to 2. Before I proceed to this part, I want to show you something. If you go to the game, our game scene, you can see our life here, life 1, life 2, life 3. Also I place it here in that other life 1, life 2, life 3. This is the pattern which I use in creating life. There's many other pattern, there is plugin you can use in creating life, but this is just the pattern I always use, because this pattern you have more control over your life setting and all the mechanics about using life in game. So life 1, life 2, life 3. So what we're going to be programming is, if our bomb is colliding with our player, I want to delete life 1. If it's colliding with it again, I want to delete life 2. If we're colliding with it for the 3rd time, I want to delete life 3, which is game over. And once life 3 is delete, is game over for the player. So let's go and create that now. So life, bomb is colliding, player is colliding with the bomb. Subtract 1 from life, set life to life is equals to 2. Now I want to delete our life 1. Now copy the bomb, paste it, so I don't have to enter into all those stuff. Now change this bomb to life 1, life 1. Now you can copy this part and paste it, again. Now change this life 2 to 1 and change this other one to 0. So I see there's a plugin for this, there's other options to do this, but this is the way I normally program my life in game. Set it to 3, and once it's life 3, want to end the game, I'll be adding more code to this, but for this I'll just show you a simple way to end the game using a function called timescale. The timescale is a function, one of the easiest way to pause the game globally. So let's set this timescale to 0, which will pause the game. And once the game is paused, I want to show play again. So let's enter here and check our retry button, which is our play again, and I want it to show, or yes, I want it to show play again. Remember our play again button is not hidden. So let's copy this. Control C, go to the beginning of the scene. At the beginning of the scene, I want to double click on it here. At the beginning of the scene, I want to hide this play again, so that only when the player will see it is when our game is over. Then that is when it will show. So let's set this timer to around 350, so that to be fast. I don't want to waste much of your time. Ctrl S, save, or you can click save over here. Now let's run this and test it. I'm using my keyboard to control the player, so it's moving. Look at our bomb. Let's intentionally kill ourselves. Our bomb again. Our life is reducing. Our life is working. Now we are getting, our bomb is getting deleted. Now this is what we are getting. This is it. Congratulations, we have finished doing the basic programmer. In the next part of this course, we'll be working more details on finalizing the program of this game. So close this and let's continue. In this section, we'll be working on the pause button and other UX materials. So if you go to our game scene, you see our pause button over here. Each time we click it, we want to drag all this into the scene. So let's, and anytime we pause it, touch it again, we want to remove it out of the scene. So let's go to our game events and create any events, and you can copy this. So you once I create something that is similar to what I want to create, I don't like going back there, so just like add your pause button over here and add the trigger ones. So each time we touch our pause button, we want to pause our game. Use this set the time scale of the same timer. We normally use this to end game. We can also use it to pause our game. Now you can also add a variable which is called a pause. A pause variable. I want to set this pause variable to add 1 each time we touch our pause object. Now go to the game scene and add that variable. Now add the variable pause. Add it and set its number 0 and apply. Go to game events, and I would like us to add a new event. Copy this. Use our pause variable just added and set it to add 1 or set it to 2 and drag this over here. So I set this to 1. What am I doing? Set this to 1, drag it over there. So each time our pause variable is equals to 1, our scene will be paused, and you can copy this again and paste it and see each time is set to 2, we want to set it back to 0. Now we have finished our pause setting. Now let's drag those objects into the scene. So let's go and add our first action here and our retry button position. Click OK. Just leave it, don't put anything here. You can duplicate this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, duplicate this and change the retry button to home button. Can also duplicate this and change it to high score. Also duplicate this and change it to score. Now we have all our objects. We want to change the position right here, so let's go check for their position. I normally just write the position on a piece of paper, so when I go to my event I will just start putting it in. So let's go write them down. First, let's arrange them towards the scene. In the scene, this is how I want them to be placed in the scene. I want a high score to be right here. Drag our score above our high score, because normal, according to game syntax and all of that, is score that normally is to be first. Make sure it's properly aligned, and our home right here, our high score, our retry right here, or you can just twist it. Our retry right here and our home right here. I don't want to waste most of the time. Let me just see. Okay, now just drag this and center it between our retry and home button. Now let's copy their position. Now you can see each of them position right here, and that's what we're going to be putting in our event. So don't worry, I'll be showing the position. Just copy it and put as it is. So our tie is 250 and the x axis is 190, 719. Just do this for the rest. And finally our score 271 538. Since we have to this, what we'll do is just to copy all this, so just Ctrl C, Ctrl V, go down right here. Let's change this to 2. Delete this, and also drag this or copy this, paste, and delete this. We don't need this anymore. And this add here isn't supposed to be add, it's supposed to be set to 0. And that's it. Now let's change this to around outside the screen, just 999. All of them 999, 999, 999, 999. I hope this 999. Let me just make it 9,000. 999. I don't want to see it in this same. That's how I'm using it. So let's save this and try it if it's working. First, let's drag our object outside of the scene and run this. So let's hit our pause. Our game is pausing. Let's hit it again. It's pausing. but our object isn't following once it paused. So let's go check why it's not working properly. So our time scale is still set to 0. We didn't have an action that will set it back to 1. So let's set it back to 1 and let's run it again. Now let's pause. It's working. Pause again. Pause. It's working. Pause again. So our pause is not working properly. Our pause is not working well. So let's create our save and load state. So each time we exit our game and come back, our point to CBDR. So let's create it now. Save the game.